All right, welcome to the Explainer. So Rocket Companies just dropped a bombshell with two huge acquisitions. And you know what that means? On their latest earnings call, Wall Street analysts were ready with some really tough questions. Now, we're going to skip all the prepared corporate speak and jump right into the unscripted Q&A. Because let's be honest, that's where you always find out what's really going on.
So with this new empire taking shape, you had analysts from, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, all of them just grilling Rocket's leadership. They were asking the big questions. Is your financial plan actually solid? And maybe more importantly, can you guys really pull off this massive job of bringing these two industry giants into the fold?
We've broken down all of their toughest questions into 5 key themes here. We're going to unpack the financial outlook, talk about integrating the new giants, the battle for market share, then regulation, AI, and execution, and finally, the big takeaway. So let's just dive right in, and of course, we're going to start with the money.
Okay, first up, unpacking the financial outlook. This is all about the financial roadmap, and right away, analysts were questioning Rocket's guidance and their big forecast for 2026.
And here it is, the first question, right from Morgan Stanley. This is such a classic Wall Street move, right? First, it's tell me about the next quarter. Then, boom, it's, okay, now justify your grand vision for years down the road. They're basically saying, show us how today's numbers connect to those huge promises you're making for the future.
Now, Rocket's response here was actually pretty smart. Look at how they broke down the guidance. They didn't just give the consolidated number for the whole new company. No, they also showed their core standalone business. And what that did was reveal that even if you ignore the big, shiny acquisitions, the original Rocket is still on track to grow about 7% year over year. That's a really strong signal, especially when you consider that this is usually the slow season for the holidays.
So, what about that big picture for 2026? Well, Rocket's CEO pointed to what could be a huge tailwind for them. He brought up Fannie Mae forecasts, which are predicting the whole mortgage market could jump by 25% in 2026. For a company that's just gotten way bigger, that kind of market growth isn't just a little boost. He called it a force multiplier. It's like pouring gasoline on the fire.
All right, Section 2, integrating the new giants. I mean, forecasts are great, but can Rocket actually pull off merging with Redfin and Mr. Cooper? That's the billion-dollar question, right? And analysts really wanted to see some real proof.
So Bank of America's analyst just cuts right to the chase here. The Mr. Cooper deal had only been closed for about a month, and he's basically saying, okay, enough talk, let's hear about the synergies. When are we going to see them, and how confident are you that you can actually deliver? It's a show me, don't tell me kind of question.
And Rocket came prepared. Instead of giving some vague answer, they laid out this incredible timeline of what they did in just the first 30 days. I mean, look at this. By day 9, just 9 days in, they already had 40,000 leads from Mr. Cooper flowing into their pipeline. And by day 12, they'd already closed a loan for a Mr. Cooper client. That is just moving at an absolutely breakneck speed.
Now, over on the Redfin side, the story was just as impressive. It all comes down to this one key number, the mortgage attach rate. So what's that? It's basically the percentage of people who buy a house using a Redfin agent and then also get their mortgage from Rocket. Before the deal, it was at 27%. Today, it's already up to 40%, and they're gunning for 50%. That is a huge jump in a really short amount of time.
Okay, on to our next section, the battle for market share. So the integrations are looking good, right? The logical next question from Wall Street is, why? What's the end game here? And the answer is pretty simple. They want to dominate the market.
And the CEO laid out their strategy in these 3 clear steps. It's basically a plan to create a powerhouse by combining the best parts of each company. You start at the top of the funnel with Redfin and its 50 million monthly users. That's a massive audience. Then in the middle, use Rocket's own AI to nurture those leads and turn them into customers. And finally, you've got this incredible asset from Mr. Cooper, a portfolio of 10 million existing clients who are already in the system. It's a perfect 1-2-3 punch.
But, it's not all smooth sailing. Every big plan has potential roadblocks. So next up, we're looking at regulation, AI, and execution. Analysts really wanted to dig into 2 big potential problems: government regulations and whether all this talk about AI is actually real.
And this was a really sharp question from the analyst at Barclays. So, because of the Mr. Cooper acquisition, Rocket's mortgage servicing business is now absolutely gigantic. The question is, are they worried that regulators might step in and say, whoa, you're getting too big, and put a cap on their growth? So how did Rocket respond? Well, they basically downplayed the whole thing. They said, look, these kinds of caps are totally normal when you do a huge deal like this. They made sure to mention they have plenty of room to grow and that they're having productive conversations with the regulators. The message they're sending is clear. This is under control, it's not a big deal, we're not worried about it.
Okay, next topic. AI. And let's be real, analysts are tired of hearing corporate buzzwords about AI. They wanted to see actual, tangible results. The key thing to get here is how Rocket talks about AI. They don't just say, we use AI, they talk about specific AI agents. Think of them as specialized little robots designed for one task, like their pipeline manager agent. Its whole job is to rank leads and even draft custom emails for the loan officers. It's very specific, very targeted.
And they had the numbers to back it up. Remember that little dip in interest rates back in September? Well, demand went through the roof, and Rocket said their AI agents led to a 10% lift in conversions during that spike. A 10% lift! That's not just helping them keep up, it means they were able to grab market share because their people were just so much more efficient. Now that is a real-world impact.
All right, so we've been through the finances, the integrations, the strategy. What's the final takeaway? What's the really big picture that Rocket is trying to paint for everyone?
And this quote from the CEO really says it all. He's saying, we're in a category of one. Their goal isn't just to be a bigger version of what they were. No, they're trying to create a whole new thing. A completely integrated company where finding a house, getting a loan, and managing that loan are all part of one seamless experience. It's about tearing down the walls that have always separated those different parts of the industry.
Which, of course, brings us to the final, critical question. They've assembled all the pieces for this all-in-one platform, the strategy makes sense, the early signs look pretty good, but the sheer scale of what they're trying to do here is just massive. It's something the industry has never really seen before. So at the end of the day, it's all going to come down to one thing: execution. And you can be sure that's exactly what Wall Street will be watching.